then we run the mean. And then when the data is skewed, we run the median.
Correct. Correct. Can someone help us to know how do we know a data is skewed? Did we discuss that last week? And how do we know a data is not skewed? What were the conditions? Did I discuss that last week? Did we go to the details to know if a data is skewed or not? Did we do that?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't do that.
Okay, so that'll be part of what we're going to do today to know if a data is skewed or not. Okay. Did we get the last email that said we should download our studio? It was sent an hour ago.
Good afternoon. I didn't get any email.
Okay. We requested an email sent to us that we should download our studio. But please, as we are on in the class, can we just somewhere on our laptops, just quickly download our studio. So as we are on now, while the class is going on, so just download our studio. Let me type it on the chat box. Let me ask. So admin, please help us type it on the chat box. So just go to Google and just type download our studio. If you're using a MacBook, put in there our studio for Mac. Is that okay? Okay. So can we all confirm that we are doing that on our laptops? Why this section? Why is going on? Okay, good. Shamima. Because at some point in the class, I'm going to ask one or two of us to share our screen to practicalize. Okay, thank you, Adeshola. Some of the things I'm going to do. So, okay. We're going to be working on some data sets. I'm going to share my screen now. So please, everyone, make sure that you're downloading that on the background. So can we see my screen now? I'm sharing a data set for us. So we went to the field and we collected this data. Can you tell me all you can see there? All right, so can you tell me what can you see there? So anyone? This is the data that has to do with public health nutrition, and it's data for elderly in a community. So tell me, what can you see there? What variables are you seeing? Can you tell me the variables you can see? This is a very basic research, very basic data set.
Gender,
Yeah,
age,
gender,
weight,
good.
height,
BMI.
Good.
Systolic and diastolic blood pressure.
Thank you. Thank you. So we've gone to the field, we've collected data sets from these persons, about 148 persons, that has their gender, their age, their weight. Please, I want to believe that we are all downloading that our studio. So what I'm going to do in this section is that I'm going to, because it's introduction, so while I'll do the same thing STATA will do, our studio will do. So I'm going to teach you with the STATA app. I'm trying to navigate how to give you guys the access to the free STATA version. But the same thing our studio will do, STATA will do. So you do some few practical sections on the R Studio. Then I'll have give some of you access to my screen to also work on the STATA here, while we try to find a way around getting the paid STATA Okay. So please download, keep downloading that. All right. So so this is the data set that we're going to work with. At some point, I'll upload this to a drive so that we can also be able to work around it. Now, this is sheet 1. Let's just call this one with names, right? Okay. From our lesson for last week, can you tell me the data sets here that are numerical? And can you tell me the ones here that are non-numerical?
Okay. So the age is numerical and the gender is categorical.
Correct. Any
Sir,
other?
weight and height, they are also numerical.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Please, the person talking can kindly unmute. Confidence, allergy. Please, can you mute, please?
We also learned that
Yes, go ahead, sir.
those that has point are continuous. We also learned that those that has point, that the numerical data that has point are continuous.
Fantastic. I'm happy to see that a lot of persons went through their notes and oh, Shamima, fantastic. That's fast. Shamima, can you share your screen? Let me see what you have. That's brilliant. Share your screen. Let me see what you have on our studio. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So you can stop sharing. So please others to do the same. Just like Shemima just done. And if you've done downloading it, just comment done. The way this kind of apps are is that they are apps that requires you have to keep working on them, for you to make do of anything. So I'm going to be working around 2 apps today. So I'll start with the STATA, which is why we had this training. Then for your practice, I'll do the same thing on RStudio. Then so we're going to do the same thing all through. In 2025, we'll look at what we're going to be focusing at. Okay, so let's quickly proceed because, like I said, today's going to be highly practical. So if you look at this screen now, right? Ethically, if you're doing a research, should people's name be part of the data you're going to analyze? Ethically, should you analyze data
No,
set
sir.
with people's name? Good. So we have created another sheet. If you look at this, I created another sheet here without names. So I'll delete the column that has the names in it. Is that taken? So we have serial number and all that. Okay. Okay, so what is asking, can you share the link? You can just, it depends on the laptop you're using. If you're using a MacBook, just click on download RStudio for Mac. If you're using Windows, click on download RStudio for Windows. All right. All right. So from what you taught last week, we said there are 2 types of variables, right? One is dependent and another is what?
It's independent.
Independent, brilliant. So can somebody remind us, refresh us on the difference between the two?
Sir, dependent variable has, independent variable is what we collect first, and that is actually causing anything to dependent variable, or more specifically, dependent variable is uh, uh, caused by independent variable, or depends on, or what can we say?
Okay. Anyone else that wants to try? Thank you, Shamima. Anyone, dependent and independent variable? Because I'm going to ask you now to tell me what is dependent and independent from these data sets before we now go ahead to start interpreting. So anybody?
Okay, so for from my own understanding, dependent is the predictor, while the independent is the outcome.
Okay, so can you break it down? What's your background, Amarachi?
Um,
Sir, I think in this data set, age is independent
No,
variable.
no. You can't know it yet until I tell you the topic and the objective.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So that's another thing. You know, I told you need to know the objective, you need to know the topic and the hypothesis that we are testing. So I want us to just refresh our mind, and I'm going to tell you the objective. Then you now tell me what is the dependent and what is the independent. You know, from the objective, you're going to know whether it is univariate, bivariate, or multivariate. Because when you go collect your data, you can collect as much as 100 variables, but you don't discuss all of them at once, right? It's based on what you want to interpret, what you want to tell your audience about. Okay, so Amarachi. Okay. Any other person wants to try dependent and independent variable? Nobody, doesn't mean we've forgotten. So I'm going to stop sharing now if I don't get an answer. So can one person unmute and respond, please? Can we all hear me?
Dependent variable is the one that we measure or we test, and then the independent variable is the one that we control to check the effect on the dependent variable.
Okay. So if we had a study that says that we are trying to check the association, a topic that is saying that we want to test the association between just let me know if you can see my whiteboard. So we want to check, we have a topic that is saying that we want to check the body mass index and blood pressure of adults in Southwest Nigeria. So can someone tell me that topic? What's the dependent variable and what's the independent variable? So We're checking body mass index. And blood pressure of association between body mass index and blood pressure of, let's assume body mass index and blood pressure of adults in Southwest, let's even just say in Ibadan, Nigeria. Okay. So in this study now, can somebody tell me what's the dependent variable?
Sir, dependent variable is
If you should miss this
blood
part,
pressure.
if you miss this part, then you missed a lot.
Okay, so the dependent variable is the blood pressure, and the independent variable is the body mass index.
Okay, do we all get that? Is this clear for everyone? If it's not clear, please signify so I can go through it again.
Sir, clear, sir.
Clear, Shamima, okay. What about others? Is this clear for everyone? Tosin, Fermi, Vivian, Fakiat, Confidence, Chef, Aziza.
It's clear, sir.
Okay.
It's clear, sir.
So this study, is it univariate? Is it bivariate? Is it multivariate?
Bivariate.
Correct. So the next step now that we are clear with this now, is to go back to our data set. All right. And don't forget that the first thing you want to do is to clean your data set. So I've tuned it out to just 30. Okay, I'm going to delete this. So just 30 sets that has gender, male and female. You know, maybe I should just use male and female. Now in Excel, there are fast ways you can just do find and replace, but that's not what we are learning today. So I want to all the M, I want to replace them with male. So replace all. And all the F, I want to replace them with female. Okay, so replace all. Is that okay? So are we good now? So can we move to the next stage, which is, so with this now, we're going to save this data set somewhere on our system that we are sure of. Is that okay? So I'm going to share this with us after the class so we can practice with it. So we're going to save it somewhere in our system that we are sure of. Or do we want me to just put the data on the chart so that if it's possible, you can be practicing along?
Yes, sir.
Which do we prefer? Okay, so I put the data set on the chat box. So download it. For those not in this meeting, Ms. Tosin, you help us put it in a folder. Okay,
sir.
Adeshola. Yeah, so help us put it in a Google Drive so that others not in this meeting can catch up with the video as well. Okay, so we have all seen this now. So the next thing is now we need to Now import it. So we are done with this. This is the data set. So what's this? BM mail. So this is not right. So this has to be. So what I sent to you is not even. Oh, it changed everything. So you can see that time I gave it a command. So I have to send you an updated data set. So height, a meter square, weight, so this is height in meters. Okay. So I need to send an updated data set to you so that you are working with the same thing. So the next thing now is that we need to go to our starter page. So I'm going to open my starter. So can we all see this? So are we all following?
Yes.
Okay. So you come to file. That particular data set that you have cleaned, that you want to check BMI and blood pressure, you come to import. Now, under import, you can upload, you can import as many kind of files into STATA. Can we all see what you have here? Can somebody read out the different things you can see on the screen here? Anybody? Please, I need feedback.
Sir, can you please repeat the process?
I should repeat what?
Yes, sir.
What should I repeat?
Sir, first you opened STATA, then you did what I missed.
Okay, so once you open STATA, your first thing is to import, right, the variables that you have cleaned in Excel. So I now said that you come to File. Can you see that there? Then go to Import. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So can we all see what we can see here? Can you tell me the other things you can see apart from Excel? Please, I need others to respond, please.
Text data, SPSS data, SAS data,
Good.
text data in mixed formats, text data in fixed
Thank
formats
you.
with a dictionary, unformatted text data,
Thank you, Tosin.
SAS export version 8, and so on. Should I continue?
No, thank you, Tosin. So you could see now, this is showing to us the various database, various tools that people use for analysis. You know, for example, it's possible that you were using XPSS before. Now you want to move to STATA. So you can import those data from XPSS. It's possible you are using SAS. In the US, some persons also use SAS to run analysis. But for this, we are using Excel. Is that correct? So let's click on Excel. Can we see that?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now we've saved the document somewhere. So we browse. So for me, I saved these documents under this data analytics, practice data sets. Can you see that? Then I click on open.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
see what come out? So these were the data sets already that I've cleaned up in Excel, 30 of them. Are we all following to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, you must click this point that says import first row as variable names. Did you see that? If you don't click that point, all this first row will be lost. Is that okay? Can I proceed?
Yes.
Then click OK. Your data is up in STATA and you're ready to roll. Any question? Adeshola? Adeshola? You are typing a response. Can you unmute? I'm calling you out. No, unmute. Don't type. I called you out, so you should unmute and let me hear you. Okay. So maybe you need to follow through. Maybe disconnect and reconnect back. So because we need to be sure that we're communicating. So just follow what I'm doing on STATA. We'll get back to the R Studio. I'm happy that you are pacing well, and I'm happy that you're also doing real life communication. So disconnect and connect back, because it'll be difficult for me to be coming to chat to talk to you when I need to talk to you on audio. So are we all together to this point?
No, please.
Yes, sir.
Vivian says no.
Yeah, can you share the data again? Because I
No
just
problem.
connected them.
What did you say, Vivian?
If you can share the data here. I was using my phone. I just connected to my laptop.
If I can share what?
So I can the data.
I think I just did.
No, I can't visualize it here because I just connected to my laptop now.
Okay, yes, this is
So it's
updated data set. The one I shared earlier was not even. So this is.
okay, I've seen it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So are we together? So are we all clear to this point? So the next thing at this point is that we can click on view to see our data. Sorry, edit to see our data. Can we see my screen? All you have in your Excel, can you see them here?
Yes, sir.
Does it make sense? Any question?
Okay, I think I'm a bit lost. Yeah, so I wanted to find out for the column that has the categorical data. I don't know. I was trying at the point I was actually trying to download the starter, so I actually got lost at that point. So I want to know, was that column actually coded for us to run it through the starter?
Come again, please.
The column that has the column that has the gender, that's the categorical data. Did you actually coded it for us to run it through the starter app?
Yeah, so what you have here is the same thing, is the way it is in Excel. So before you move it to Stata, make sure you clean it up. So you can see at Excel, I cleaned up a few things. I moved the M to male. So you own your data set, so clean it up the way you want it. So I wanted male to come out. Instead of M, I changed it to male. And these are just very simple data sets. Very, very simple. There's some other ones that are very complex, but I want to start with the simple ones first. So this section for this year is for the simple basic statistics for you to learn that. By January, in Q1 2025, we're going to be going into some advanced ones. But for now, you might not be able to flow with us in January if you get lost these 5 weeks that we are now in week 2. So the coding is from Excel. The way you want to code it, once you import it, it is the way it is. As far as you follow the process I use in importing, it's the same way it is in Excel that's going to appear here. So if it is numerical in Excel, it will be numerical here. If it is categorical in Excel, it's categorical here. Is that clear, Vivian?
It's clear.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, sir. I've joined via another phone, another audio. So my heart is not turning up. I can't see import like the way your own turns out to be. I've tried to look it up. I couldn't get it.
What are you joining with?
And I'm joining with the system, but my audio is not good. So I have to join via phone to be able to use the audio. So I can share my screen via system for you to see the way the one I downloaded turns out to be.
No, I'm not on R yet. I'm still on STATA. I'll go to R shortly.
Okay. So we have to download STATA, then download
Yeah, so STATA had paid version and free version. What I'm using is the paid
Okay.
version, STATA 17. I'm still trying to wrap myself around the free version to share with us. So, but the same
Okay,
thing
sir.
STATA we do, your R we do. It's just like using an iPhone and an Android phone or Samsung. But some people say they prefer iPhone. I don't know why. Some people say they prefer Samsung. I don't know why, you know. So, but the major thing is to understand the concept. Does it make sense? So your STATA will do your chi-square for you. Your R will do your chi-square for you. Is that okay? Your STATA will do your t-test for you. Your R will do your t-test for you. All right. But for this section, I'm going to be focusing a lot on STATA. For the R, we'll do a few descriptive with it. All right. And once we're able to wrap ourselves around the free version, we'll share, but such that you can practice. That's why I actually told us to practice, download the R, so we can also import as well on the R. Okay. So are we on the same page now? Can I proceed?
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay, so thank you. So, oh, was it R I was showing? I never even know I was showing R already. Am I on STATA or R? Just what can we see on the screen? Can we confirm what we can see on the screen? Okay, please can we confirm what we can see on the screen?
STATA.
Okay. So look at the right part of your
STATA
screen.
slash.
Can we see the variables here now? Can we see the variables here on the right side of the screen? Age,
Sir, we can.
and all that. Okay, so I'm going to pause here because the next thing I want to do now is to now go to the next part of the class, which is we've done data cleansing. Okay, we didn't do coding. Okay, so the coding is where you have your questionnaire, you are able to transfer your questionnaire into the Excel file. So we didn't do that for this section. I want to assume that we have that understanding on how to transfer. So what you saw in the Excel now that I shared with you was what has been done already. It was transferred from Excel to from the data to Excel. Okay. So now we want to now decide what variable we want to analyze and do some descriptive statistics on this data. So descriptive statistics is that we want to, the gender, how many males do we have and females? So tab, gender. Can we see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what's this telling us?
$14 female and 16 male, a total of 30.
Does that make sense? So that's some descriptive. Okay, so, but I don't want to rush, so I'm going to stop here now and let's go to RStudio. So who is going to share RStudio screen with us? So this is RStudio now. Sorry, my RStudio has a lot of. Sorry, my RStudio has a lot of interface already opened from previous studies, but I'll try and just see how. So do we all have this RStudio that has file, edit, code, view, plot, sections, view, debug, profile, tools, window, help? Do we all have that RStudio on our laptops? Don't worry, disregard all these plenty codes you're seeing. They are from previous studies. So, but confirm, do you have file, edit, code, and all? Do we all have that on your screen? Is anybody willing to share? So before I go
let me share my own. Maybe it will be useful.
Okay.
Is it what you are looking for, sir?
So you have file,
Edit.
okay, so go to file. Oh, this is R, not RStudio. So R is different from RStudio. What some of you that add is R. So you download the R app yet, yes, but you also need to download the RStudio. So what you have here is R.
Okay, sir.
Right? So any other person that has the RStudio can please share. If not, I'll proceed with the one I have here. So you can stop sharing. Anyone with RStudio completed downloaded? I know quite a number of persons said they've downloaded it. So who is willing to share? Amarachi said he's downloaded. Shamima says she has downloaded. Adeshola says she has. So among those three persons that downloaded, who's willing to share?
I haven't downloaded. Mine is requesting for a password.
To download RStudio?
I have downloaded, but I've downloaded, but I can't actually run it on my system because it's actually requesting for a password.
It's requesting for your system password.
Exactly, yes.
So that'll be for you to. That'll be for
I'll
you.
reach out to my IT. It's
Okay.
an official system. I'll reach
For you
out to
to sort
my
it
IT
out.
officer
Okay.
tomorrow.
So Shamima,
Yeah.
you've downloaded. Do you want to share your screen? So who's willing to share for us to see?
Yes, you should be operating. Oh, they should not kill me, but
Who is willing to share? Nobody? Okay.
Sir, that's my R, and my RStudio is still downloading. It's R, what I download.
Oh, good. Fantastic. Okay. So I think we should proceed while people download RStudio. Okay. So maybe what I'm just going to quickly do is to just quickly show you the same process in RStudio. If you look at it, you come to File. Can somebody tell me where else you go to from what I just told you from STATA? Anybody?
From file, we then go to import.
Correct.
Then we import if our file is Excel or the format that
So
it is.
can you
For,
see the
in this
interesting
case,
thing
our
about our
own
studio?
Excel.
Thank you, sir. Can you see this about our studio? You can import from SPSS, even from STATA. So our studio is like, you know, when you want to start doing things like machine learning and all that, has some very advanced analytical tools. So you can see, you can even import your data from STATA to our studio. So, but now we're working with Excel. So the same process, nothing cumbersome. Okay. So where you save your file, data analytics, practice data sets, open. Okay, can you see? Is that not? First row as name is already clicked. Did you see that? Then click browse. No, sorry. Then click import. Can we all see that? Please, I need feedback.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can see it, sir.
Okay, thank you, Adeshula. From others, please, I need feedback. Feedback helps the instructor to be sure that the communication is sinking in and we are all aligned. So can we all confirm that we are all following up until this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So having settled that, let's go to our STATA. Okay. Now for the STATA, don't forget that we want to, first of all, check if the data is normal, right? So that will help us know the kind of test to run. And I said for normal data sets, what kind of test do we run? Parametric or non-parametric?
Sir, parametric.
Parametric.
Correct, parametric. So let's start with the BMI. All right. So to check if it is normal, there are various ways for you to check. First way, please take notes now. Please take notes. Please take notes. Take notes. The first way to check is to check the mean and the standard deviation. Is that okay? What did I say is the first way to check?
And the
Check
standard
the mean
deviation.
and the standard deviation.
So let's go and check. I just ran the mean and the standard deviation of the BMI. Anytime you run a data, right, and the mean, the standard deviation is greater than the mean, it means the data is skewed and it's not parametric. Does that make sense? What I'm saying is not in any slide, so please take note of it. I want it to be practical, so please take note of it. It will be in the video afterwards. Okay? So we've run the sum and we'll find out that that's fine. The next thing you can also do is to plot an histogram. Right? Is to plot a what?
Histogram.
An histogram. So your histogram will give you the bell shape. And to plot the histogram, this is the code you use. Histogram. The variable name. Are we together? Comma norm. That's normal curve. Then you click on enter. Can you see that?
Yes.
So from what you see now, this data set, is it skewed or not skewed or normal?
It's good.
Are you sure? We have checked mean and standard deviation. The mean is higher than the standard deviation. We'll check the histogram. Is this not a bell shape? Even though you have some here, but...
Sir, the Instagram is not showing, sir.
Oh my. Thank you, Fermi. So can we see the histogram now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So is this not a bell shape? Once it has a bell shape, that's a normal curve. All right. So I've told you two tests. What was the first test I said to check for normalcy?
Mean and standard deviation.
Check if the mean is greater than if the standard deviation is greater than the mean, for you to know if it is skewed.
Okay.
Check the mean and the standard deviation. So
What's
if
the
the
second
standard
one?
deviation is greater than,
What's the second one?
Plot histogram.
Plot histogram. Please, let's write this down. Sorry, Tosi, maybe what you do for me is to also maybe just take a few notes and all, like a summary, like this normal curve and all. So maybe we can just put it up in a slide and share for people to take notes. Like test of normalcy, what I'm saying now can just be in a slide. Tosin, did you get that? So these 3 steps of normalcy,
Yes, sir.
you can put it in a slide so that we can just share for people to just remember and all. But I want it to be practical, so that's why, and this is being recorded as well, I believe, so we can go back and work on it. So the other third one that we can use, don't forget that what we are doing now is that we are cleaning, we're trying to determine whether we're going to run what? Parametric or what?
no,
Okay. We're trying to determine if we're going to run
parametric or non-parametric.
on non-parametric tests. If it is parametric, mean is what?
Mean is greater than standard deviation.
If we are running mean, if we are reporting mean, is it parametric or non-parametric from last week's class?
Is parametric.
Parametric.
Fantastic. And if it is non-parametric, what do we report?
Median.
Standard deviation.
No. Anytime you report mean, you report standard deviation. It's always mean plus or minus standard deviation. So if it is non-parametric, what do we report?
Median.
Median. Thank you. Does that make sense? So the third one you want to use is to do what we call a graph box. So your graph box will show you your data sets. Maybe I should just share the entire screen instead of going around. So your graph box will show you your data sets. Can we see my screen now? That's the graph box of the work.
Yes, sir.
Can somebody tell me what you understand from this graph box? Some paper, you just even report this graph box alone. Tell me, what do you understand from this graph box? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody?
Sir, this is a box plot.
Yes, it's called box plots. It's called graph box. So what do you understand from the box plots? What do you understand from the graph box?
Sir, as per my understanding, the middle line is showing the median in the box.
Good. Any other person? Mrs. Omitola, are you on this call?
Sorry, sir, can you please repeat the last line?
No, I mean, that's correct. Any other person understanding of these box plots, of this graph box? What do you think is this dotted line here? What does that tell you? That there is somebody
Sir, that's an outlier.
Correct, it's an outlier. So there's somebody amongst the population that has, what's the BMI of this person?
34.
34. Does that make sense? So for this data, since we've agreed that it's not skewed, what we're going to report is the mean. So is that clear? So we're going to report the mean for the BMI. All right. So I'm going to who wants to try for
I have a question, please.
yes, please.
Yeah, I still don't get how we were able to come about the projected boss data. How we came about that is actually not a skewed data.
Okay. So I said to determine if the data is skewed, there are several methods. But for this training, I want to take you through two of the methods. The first one, I said you check the mean and the standard deviation. And what did I say? Can somebody help remind me of what I said about that?
So I've gotten to this point. Is this last projection, that last boss data that you projected?
Okay, so
I want to know how we arrived to the point.
Okay, so once you we did the histogram and we got the histogram came out like this, and we said it's normal because it's a bell shape. Is that not? So now I said another thing you can also do is to just have an overview of your data using the box plots. So with the box plot or the graph box, this is the code here. Graph box and the variable name. Does that make sense? So the code is graph box, then the what? Variable name. Then you put enter. All right. This is just to like visualize. So people can even report this in their graphs, in their table. Later on, there are some ways I'm going to teach you how to do graph box for various study groups. So let's say you're collecting data sets in 5 states. So you can have a graph box that will show each of the 5 states, accordingly. But now you're still doing the basics. So we're going to be climbing by January next year. We want to have a training for 3 months. So for 3 months, we're going to have that, we're going to be in that training every week, from next year. But for now, this is just the basics before we build onto that. All right. So, but the code is GraphBox PMI. Okay. I want somebody to request access to my screen now and do for diastolic blood pressure. Anybody? Anybody that wants to try quickly? All that I have done for BMI, I want someone to do it for diastolic. Quickly, so that we can wrap up for today. Then I just give you an assignment. Is anybody requesting access to do for diastolic? Nobody.
How do I request? Let me try, sir. I'm trying to find...
remote control. What's your name?
Adeshola Alalade.
You're using your laptop, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I've given you remote control, so you can enter the code right now.
Okay.
Laptop.
Okay.
Use the drop-down arrow to the left. Good.
So this for the histogram. So I want to do for the graph box. So how do I return back to... Okay,
close this. The red button.
What do you say, sir?
Close
red
this,
button.
the red button here. So can you do the sum first so that we can check the mean and standard deviation? So from what he did earlier, everybody, can we tell us, is that data skewed or normal? The diastolic blood pressure.
Normal, sir.
Normal, brilliant.
No.
Okay, so can you give us the mean, sorry. So let's check the mean and standard deviation.
Sorry, sir. While he's working on that, may I ask a question? I was disconnected. Well, maybe when you were explaining how do I see
Sorry,
that
hold on,
it's
Chief.
good or not.
Chief Ularo,
Oh,
1 minute.
yeah.
Adeshola, you're not doing BMI. I've done that already. So you have to rerun your code. You need to be careful when you're selecting the variables because it is what you put in, garbage in, garbage out. So you must be very, very careful to pick the
Noted,
exact
sir.
variables. Good. We are doing well. You're doing fantastically well. And you're working remotely. All right, Chief Ularo, hold on so that we can be able to all follow through. I'll allow you drop your question.
Okay.
So let's follow through the process together as one. So fantastic. So from these data sets, mean is greater than standard deviation. So it means that there's a possibility that is normal. But the ultimate one is that bell shape. Does it make sense? So thank you, Adeshola. You've done fantastically well. So if you have 100 variables, this is just the way you interpret that. Yes, so Chief Lau, questions?
No, sir, I got it now when you were explaining. I was lost on how do I know that the data is normal or is skewed. But now when you are saying the mean is greater than standard deviation, I think I had put it the other way around.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, before we proceed, does anybody wants to try for systolic? Anybody wants to try for systolic? So I can give you remote access. Nobody? I always like my class to be interactive, so I need someone to try. If nobody tries, my conclusion is that it's only Alalade Adeshola that gets
No,
that.
I don't know how I can do the task with the following. I'm using my phone, so it has not been convenient to double task. Probably
No,
I'll
you
get my
can't,
laptop
you can't join,
within the
you
next
can't, if you are learning this, please, you can never use your phone. You can never use your phone. It's not going to work. So let's always try to see that our laptops are well ready because you're going to be practicing. And honestly, when you practice is when this thing stays. If you don't practice, the tendency you're going to forget.
Sir, can I share my screen?
So okay, I should give you access. Is that what you mean, Shamima?
Sorry, sir.
Should I give you access so that you can work?
No, sir. You can see my screen. I am facing some problem. Can you please?
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, so this is my data, and whenever I am trying to send command, the edit command was done, but after that the command is not working.
Is this on STATA or our studio?
Sir, status, sir.
STATA?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's the issue? Go
Sir,
back again and type edit. Let me see.
sir, this is my data editor window, and
We can't see your screen again.
okay, sir. Sir, now can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, sir. So, sir, this is my data view, and this is the code. Whenever I'm trying to send code, the code is not working.
Okay, can you go to where you have your variables and click on label under your variables? Go to the right side of your screen, up, 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 go up right. No, 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 no. Go back to the code screen. Go back to, yes. Then go to label. Wait, just give me control. I'm requesting control of your screen. Allow me to control your screen.
Yes, sir. I have approved.
Okay, good. So let's see your label here. For edits. Okay, so what's the issue? The edit command is working properly. So label. So let's see. Age, gender. So let's see, some age.
So that's the issue.
Okay, so what you need to do here is can you import again?
Yes, sir.
So where did you have your document saved?
Sir, this practice data sets. Yes, sir.
Got it. So import. Okay, yeah. So you can see your variable has changed. So something happened earlier on. So it will work now. If you look at your right-hand screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can see
So,
that, sir.
so you go to sum, then you drop down here, age. There you go. Good.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, fantastic, Shamima. Good job.
Sir,
So
now can I try one?
yes, please go ahead. So do for, is it diastolic? What did the other person do before?
Sir, diastolic.
Yeah.
Sir, should I go for a graph or histogram?
No, do the sum first. Let's see the
Okay,
mean.
okay, sir.
The
Okay,
mean.
sir.
Instead of typing it, can you go and drop it? Can you go to
Yes, sir.
the, instead of typing, just delete, then just go there. You know, life is actually easy. It doesn't have to be hard. Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So your mean is higher than your standard deviation. So can you draw the normal curve?
For normal curve, or I can go from graphics.
Okay.
Sir, it's yes, sir.
So you see what you did here is histogram, but does not have the
Curve.
The bell shape. So
Yes, sir.
you want to close this and use the code. Can somebody tell her the code?
Yes, sir. Sir, maybe the code was
Ist, HIST
yes. Then
space diastolic male, then yeah, then comma norm, then enter. Yeah. Now after the diastolic, it's norm, NORM.